5 straight losses for the first time since 2008, the first year that Aaron Rodgers was the starting quarterback of the Packers. That was the season that was marred from the get-go by the Brett Favre, hey, I know you tried to float me off on a little sheet of ice, but I'm back. I found a paddle, and I'm back. Deal with me. That threw the whole season off for the Packers, and Rodgers ultimately in his third year became one of the best players in the NFL. But 5 straight losses. 14 years later, they're 3-6 on the year. Let's hear from Aaron Rodgers on the question of whether he regrets not retiring and the observation that he's looking pretty miserable right now.
I think that's an exaggeration, Pete. Frustration and miserability are 2 different emotions. So when I decided to come back, it was all in, and I don't make decisions and then, hindsight 2020, have regrets about big decisions like that. So I was all in, and this is a lot of life lessons for sure this year. But luckily it's not over. There's still a lot of games left. We'll be counted out, probably by many, and we'll see how we respond.
Yeah, how dare you point out the fact that we suck? I hate that narrative. We'll be counted out. There's a reason you're being counted out. You stink. That's why you're being counted out. So if that's what you need to motivate yourself, hey, let's be so bad that everybody points out how bad we are, and that'll motivate us to be good. What a crock of crap that is. I get so sick of that narrative. Oh, we'll be counted out. Yes, you deserve to be counted out, Myles.
Yeah, they lost. Like you said, they lost 5 straight. Man, they look really bad. And Aaron Rodgers looks miserable, as we talked about. He looked pretty miserable in whatever that getup was, too. But you talk about
you're the one. You're the one. I waited. I didn't say anything about it. I don't know what the hell that layered 5 levels of black. What is that?
That's how I look every day when I start working, because I have a sleeveless hoodie and I wear a long sleeve workout shirt. And that's how I sit in my apartment and write articles. I don't know if I would ever look like that at a press conference. I don't know what's going on. He looks like he's going to a bizarro funeral with all of that black on. I don't know what's going on there. And maybe it's just in some ways the death of his career, because look, those were 3 bad interceptions that he threw yesterday. They're just bad, especially that last one. Like, what did you do? You're throwing into triple coverage, man. You're throwing something off somebody's helmet. I mean, you're throwing off your back foot to your left tackle. Like, what is going on? I can't imagine how it must be in that building to come into work every day if you're the Packers right now, because it must be freaking miserable when your quarterback, who is a back-to-back MVP, who calls people out publicly, who's probably not the most fun person in the world to work with, is going out and playing then like this, and he doesn't have any trust with his receivers, and it's just, that must be a miserable place to go into work every day right now.
But frustration and miserability are 2 different emotions.
Miserability. Yeah, I've been immunized.
Hey, let me tell you something. What do they call it in high school when you wear black all the time? Goth? Is that what it is? Do they still do that? Is it still like the moody
Play the music.
kid that
Good
won't?
Lord.
Is that still a thing? The moody kid that won't talk to anybody. That's what. What is with all the black? Emo.
Yeah.
Goth became emo.
It's whatever. Yeah.
Emo. Anyway, I look. This is weird. This is just weird. Everything about it. And hey, our most trafficked story yesterday was our analysis of the coincidental Sunday splash reports from ESPN and NFL media about how hard the Packers tried to make a trade. We tried to get Darren Waller. We tried to get Chase Claypool. The stories were almost written the exact same way, the exact same formula, the lead. Well, they didn't make a trade, but at least they tried. The closer, here's Aaron Rodgers quotes saying it's okay that they didn't make the trade. I don't know who they're trying to convince, but maybe Rodgers decided after being a jerk about calling out teammates, even though he didn't name them. How many guesses do you need as to who he's talking about? After that, he wasn't going to call out anybody for not making a trade, but I just feel like it's just dysfunction junction in Green Bay right now. And like the Rams, they have no idea how to get out of it.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's an off-season problem. I mean, you cannot fix what's ailing them. And Chase Claypool is not going to make that much better, right? Because how long is it going to take him to establish trust with Chase Claypool when he doesn't have it with the receivers he's already got that have been there throughout the entire offseason program? So,
hey, if I'm choosing between two quarterbacks for now and moving forward in my career, of course it's Justin Fields over Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
because
why
Aaron
did
Rodgers is
Devontae
probably going to be
Adams
gone
leave
after this year.
Green Bay? Right, exactly. It's the same reason why Devontae Adams left Green Bay, although that's working out really, really well there for them in Las Vegas. But still,
we may touch on that. We may touch on that coming up. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.